Hello, Year 7. So today we're looking at crosshatching. I want you to choose a section of the line drawing that you did 2 weeks ago, and you are going to be looking at adding tone using a pen. You could use a biro, you could use a drawing pen, using lines backwards and forwards, and the more lines you put on, the darker the shape will become. So you can see that part that I've just put on there is a lot lighter than the area before, but if I keep adding crosses to that, it will become darker and darker. You go in lots of different directions, it will become very dark. The other thing to think about when you're adding tone to a shape is if it's got a curved shape to it, you want to be adding curved lines. So like this neck, it's got curved lines to it, so you're adding them in as curves. So that's the drawing with a lot further on. When you start your drawing, you need to be thinking about drawing around the outside edge of the darkest shape that you want to be making. I'll just get my picture back up on my selfie on my phone. So you can see that I've started by drawing around the hair on this side. That is the darkest area, so I've just drawn around that shape there. And then I've started adding in the dark cross-hatching. If you accidentally go over the line this time, it's a little bit more of a problem, because last time if you went over the line, we could have done the cross-hatching on this side and we could have added lines where you'd put the dots. But if you go over the line this time, you're going to have to do as I've done here and cut out a piece of paper to stick over the top and redraw in your lines. But don't worry, because you should be able to see the lines that you drew in before. So you can see here that I've started doing my darkest tones for this hair section, and I'm going to have a mid-tone, and I've added a mid-tone under the nose here, and I'm going to also add a mid-tone down the side of the face just here. And I'm going to draw the shape of that mid-tone. So that comes down underneath the nose, across this moustache, which has been given to me by the selfie that I did the week before. And I'm going to start adding in the tone. Just a light tone under here, because you don't want to end up looking like you've got a moustache. And there, after that, it's just a mid-tone here as well. You can see there's a mid-tone there, and adds a slight mid-tone in there. Obviously the sunglasses are one of the darkest areas. There's really not much detail on this part of the sunglasses, so they are just going to be really, really dark. If you are struggling to keep within the lines, it is a really good idea to stick another piece of paper over the top, because that really helps you to see where you need to stop, and it kind of reminds you to keep stopping when you're adding in your cross-hatching. So there we go, I'm starting on that. This area here needs neatening up, so I need to just go back along the edge of the shape that I was drawing from. To avoid making it really messy, if you work out the shape where you want to add tone, so if I'm adding tone into here, you start on the outside edge and you do your little lines away from the outside edge. Otherwise, you see, if you try to go that way, it's very difficult to know exactly when to stop. So you start on the outside edge of the shape that you're trying to create and go backwards and forwards. If you've got a shape where it's dark on both sides, so you can just do it really carefully down one side and then carefully up the other side. Okay, so good luck, and I look forward to seeing what you produce.